online at cvmtv.com, and remember, you can download our CVm TV Smart app from the Google Play Store and the App Store. We begin our newscast with the latest images from the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, where popular dancehall artist Clifton Capleton Bailey appeared earlier as scheduled. The matter was postponed after the new mentioned date was requested by the Clerk of Court. This was granted and a new date set for July 13. Allegations surrounding the case are that Capleton hired a female hairdresser to groom his hair at a hotel in the New Kingston area, and whilst at the hotel, the entertainer allegedly forcibly had sexual intercourse with her. She subsequently reported the matter to the police and an investigation was launched. The entertainer was then charged with rape on Friday, May 11. Bailey was offered $250,000 bail when he made his first appearance in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on May 14. CVM's Nicole Wilson will have more on the outcome of today's court session later in CVM Live, the evening edition. It was a tense environment yesterday when Petrojam officials faced members of the Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee. The PAAC officials turned up the heat, delving into details about the actions of its chairman regarding the purchase of a plane ticket to London. More from Joel Crossgill.
Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC, performance review of Petrojam turned into a personnel review as questions were raised regarding the actions of the chairman in regards to the purchase of a ticket to attend a meeting in London.
There are some issues that have arisen recently in relation to certain expenditures for that chairman to be accommodated in London and so on. And we were told that he did not actually take up the trip to London and that the disbursements were in fact made for per diem, etc., which amounted to a sizable sum. Where are we with that?
General Manager of Petrojam, Floyd Grindley, sought to provide a response to Mr. Powell's question.
With respect to the expense you question that was incurred by the chairman, the ticket was purchased by the chairman to travel to an overseas meeting that was attended by other members of the management team. He was not able to attend due to weather.
However, members of the PAAC were not satisfied with that response, going as far as warning Mr. Grindley about the repercussions of not being forthcoming with the committee. Mr. Jackson sought to get a more fulsome response from the Petrojam General Manager.
This is a case where the chairman, where this purchase circumvented the established process by the Ministry of Finance. And that is the reason why, from what has been told, there's a reimbursement from the gentleman to Petrojam. So obviously, from the get-go, it was circumvented. It's not so. Did you adhere to Ministry of Finance's procedure in the procurement of this ticket? Yes or no?
Well, obviously not.
No, yes, Mr. Grindley, did you or did you not? You don't have to check any records for that. Did you adhere to the Ministry of Finance's?
Member, all that Petrojam do is in accordance with the policies.
Joel Crossgill, CVM Live.
In another court update, Antiguan football coach 49-year-old Derek Edwards and his co-accused 48-year-old equipment coordinator Danny Benjamin are also scheduled to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court today. The pair is charged with possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, taking steps preparatory to export ganja, and conspiracy. The men were arrested at the Norman Manley International Airport on March 26 after 3.6 pounds of ganja was found in their luggage. As for the slate of seizures and resulting arrests by the Narcotics Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, an initiative which is today in its 14th day is being hailed for the breakthroughs leading to some 10 arrests to date.
For the Narcotics Division, we have been, since the start of the month, we have been on an operation called Ramp It Up. What we have done is that we have increased our activities as it relates to our seaports, our airports and on land, and it has been, they've been reaping some success in the start of the operation.
Those on drug-related charges are 51-year-old female Jamaican British national Judith Moncrief, who was arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act yesterday. Moncrief, unemployed of a Birmingham, England address, was arrested during security screening at the Norman Manley International Airport. The narcotics police say among the items they took from her luggage, a coffee bag, a chocolate mix and a package of curry. Cocaine weighing 2 kilograms valued at $2.1 million Jamaican dollars was found concealed inside the coffee bag labeled Coffee Roasters of Jamaica, a tin labeled Alaska Chocolate Mix, and one package labeled Better Pack Curry. She is to face the courts on June 20 for possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, attempting to export cocaine, and conspiracy. Meanwhile, also scheduled to face the court are Neville Brooks, 34 years old, Malcolm Foster, 27, and Omar Brown, 38. The farmers of Slipe District in St. Elizabeth were charged jointly with the offences of possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, taking steps proprietary to export ganja, use of conveyance, and conspiracy. The narcotics police also seized a Hiace bus, a Honda CRV, and a Toyota Altis during that anti-narcotics operation in the Party area of St. Elizabeth on June 10. A group of men was seen offloading 24 knitted bags from the Hiace bus. It's reported that the men ran on the approach of the lawmen. Brooks, Foster, and Brown were chased and held. The police say the compressed ganja weighed 1,200 pounds and has an estimated street value of 48 million Jamaican dollars. The trio will appear in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court on June 18. As the Intellectual Property Unit continues to gather information pertaining to the seizure of $500 million worth of illicit cigarettes, the biggest bust on the island in 20 years, head of unit is warning business persons involved in all areas of illicit trade to focus instead on using their money wisely.
We are going to take on a three-pronged approach now. We are getting involved, which we are doing already. But we are going to be more robust with the tax department and the FID, the Financial Investigation Division, so we can work closely together so we can start to seize assets gained, from the illicit means, and from, illegal activities. So we are going to, it's not to say that we are ready in Jamaica, in the parochial term, but we are going to enforce the law and we are going to start seizing some assets.
Meanwhile, following a recent raid at a pharmacy in St. Catherine, the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica is calling on pharmacists to play their part in ensuring the safety of medications used by patients. Vaughn Thorpe reports.
With recent reports of a growing black market of fake medicines on the island, the Pharmacy Society of Jamaica is advising its members to be cognizant of the registered distributors and manufacturers of medical products approved to conduct business in Jamaica.
We remind them that there are medications out there that may be substandard medical products or unregistered or unlicensed medical products, and some of them as well are falsified or medical products.
Dr. Jones is imploring pharmacists to ensure medications are purchased from known reliable sources to minimize the risk of and exposure to these products.
We must always remember as pharmacists to inspect all the packages, the medication packages, for faulty seals and labels which safeguard these products. If we find that they are counterfeit products, then we should destroy them, or we should call in the police and ensure that they are destroyed.
Head of the CTOC's Intellectual Property Division, ASP Barrett, however, expressed concern about pharmacies in Jamaica selling counterfeit versions of drugs used to treat erectile dysfunction in men.
The erectile dysfunction drugs, the Viagra, our men, our boys are using these tablets and they don't know the origin, they don't know the component in these tablets.
On the other hand, Dr. Jones highlighted popular classes of drugs that tend to be falsified,
including our analgesics, our pain-relieving medication, because generally pain is very popular and people will want pain relievers. So the producers of these products will go for things like the analgesics, the erectile stimulants, the antacids. Those are medications that you take whenever the stomach burns. Or
In the interim, ASP Bart says the police are currently making further tests and investigations to identify other illegal pharmacy operations to curtail the multi-billion-dollar trade. Vaughn Thorpe for CVm Live.
And on to another story CVm Live is tracking. Family members of 7-year-old Easton Stapleton, along with the school administration at the Anchovy Primary, are still mourning the loss of the grade 2 student whose life was cut short under tragic circumstances on the school compound. More from Khadija Thomas.
Scenes of compassion on the grounds of the Anchovy Primary School as a father bemoans the loss of his only child and the school mourns the loss of a promising student. Images from Tuesday afternoon still fresh in the minds of many Jamaicans. 7-year-old Easton Stapleton killed when a teacher who was reversing her motor vehicle lost control and hit the boy while he was picking up his school bag. The injuries to his neck and face were deadly.
He's a jovial child. He's not one of those children, you know, that would give him trouble to the extent. But he was mannered, very mannered, well-mannered, but he's going to be missed.
Easton Stapleton Sr. was alerted to the incident by a phone call that no parent wants to get.
He's fun-loving, he likes to play, you know. We take him to the beach, he likes to go to the beach. And he likes to read when he's around me because I'll be outside doing something and he'll read aloud. I make him read aloud so I can hear him and know that he's, you know, he likes to watch cartoon. He likes Batman and Superman and all of that, just like any other kids.
Others remain saddened by Tuesday's freak accident. Religious groups on hand to lend support, prior the best comfort.
We also had a chance to visit the mother who is in the Belmont community, one of the areas I've passed on. And certainly the show of support has been good, very good so far.
We just keep praying to the Lord for strength, and we know that He will give us the strength to carry on.
Khadija Thomas for CVm Live.
And for the latest on the international scene, we now join the BBC.